5, 4, 3, 2, and we are streaming live now. Just going to confirm on the dashboard here. Yes, we are indeed live, and it looks like we have a healthy stream here. So that's always a good sign.
Fantastic.
All right, cool. Do you want to go ahead and do a couple posts, let our friends know that we are live? I did a couple of them just a minute ago too, so I think I might just share the stream right now.
Yo, yo.
Oh, what's up, Cris? How you doing?
Pretty good.
Awesome. You feeling better, buddy?
Yeah, the allergies, I guess it's allergies, and I'm getting them at night, so I sound very congested.
I understand. I suffer too. Loratadine is my best friend. So.
I haven't even taken anything, and I keep meaning to, but
right.
It's only nighttime where it comes and goes.
We'll be okay.
Yeah, I'll just have a nasally sound.
That'll be fine. It makes it more endearing.
Right.
Okay, cool deal. Well, I think we're gonna. I already started streaming, so we're just doing the pre-show right now. So we're. I think we'll get the proper podcast going at the top of the hour here, or maybe we can just go ahead and do the usual introductions in a minute. We haven't really gotten a format down for this yet. So.
Yeah.
All
right. Let me go ahead and just get my notes together. I have a few websites ready for both of our topics here. And, yeah, all right. I'm ready to get this party started whenever you guys are.
All right. I'm
right.
ready.
All right.
I'm ready.
Awesome. And I think we've already got 5 viewers watching right now, so that's a good sign. I'd say that is about as good a time as any to get this party started. Let's get going, ladies and gentlemen. All right, Spinners and Sharks, so welcome back to the Hashtag Vegas podcast. I'm your host, Ace of Vegas here, and I'm joined by my co-hosts, CrisRocks and TheCompsGuy. Say what's up, guys.
Hey, what's
going?
Up? All right. Awesome. What are we covering today, guys? I cannot remember our topics, even though I was just talking about them and organizing my notes, so I'm going to stall and let you guys talk about that for a minute.
Oh, my goodness. I'm so bad. I just started reading the topics like 5 minutes ago. But MGM is doing a bunch of layoffs, and it is, that's all I have.
All right.
Yeah. There's been a lot of hotels up for sale, or at least rumored for sale as well. So we'll talk about that. And then, MGM's laying off a ton of people. And it's been going on for a few months, but it seems like a lot of people. So that's kind of what we're talking about tonight as far as the podcast. 2 pretty big topics in Vegas news.
All right, and looks like we got the live chat going already. We got Despacito in the chat over here. My boy Tim's in the chat, and so is Robert. And if you guys don't know about my boy Robert over here, I'm going to embarrass him a little bit. He's the head admin at the Win Slots Tips and Tricks group. So if you're looking for some more Win Slots tips, you want to go ahead and hit him up. So just going to put that out there.
Let's get it, Robert.
All right, cool. All right, so top of the hour here. I think we wanted to go ahead and do we want to talk about the layoffs first, or do we want to talk about the hotel sales here?
Either one works for me.
I've got cards prepared for both.
Yeah.
So let's do the layoffs.
All right, let's go ahead and talk about the layoffs right now. We're going to start on a dark topic and then run into a more fun topic a little later on.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and talk about these MGM layoffs over here. I've got a picture of our good buddy Jim Murin, and he's got the fate of MGM Grand in his hands over here. And we're going to talk about that a little bit. All right, so basically this is part of MGM's 2020 plan. It's a pretty long plan. I'll give you the abridged version here. The 2020 plan is MGM's way of adding another $300 million to their bottom line, ideally by 2020, to make their investors feel a bit better about all the spending that they've been doing over the last three to 4 years. And unfortunately, as a result, it's a lot of layoffs. I understand it's mostly managers, but there have been some bartenders and some other staff layoffs that have been worked into this here. So just the baseline, so everybody knows what we're talking about here.
Yeah, it is interesting at how many people they've laid off in the last 2 months, 3 months. It's been crazy. I think for a lot of people in Vegas, especially people in higher management for MGM. So it's been.
I also feel like the managers. I feel like I thought this would be more of the workers, like housekeeping. I'm like, I don't know, how can they keep up with such a big properties they have? And I saw it was manager. So I feel like, I know it's still bad, but at least management, there's some that could go for that. So I was really thinking it was like housekeepers or people who actually like take care of the hotel. But I saw managers and I'm like, okay, I can see that. I know it's still equally as bad, but they're still getting there.
Yeah, and I also think a lot of the management leaving has to do not just with their future, but I think they're trying to reach out to younger people. Not necessarily just family people, but people like to get into their clubs and different things, just a younger demographic. And I think a lot of the boards and higher up management are generally older people. So maybe they're trying to get some young blood or just people just in general.
Yeah, and they can pay them probably starting off with minimum wage too. You can get away with that.
Oh yeah,
experience.
Speaking of which, I wanted to go ahead and talk about that a little bit too. I have another card just for that. Watch this. Whoosha! Minimum wage in Las Vegas. So that's actually getting a little bit of a hike right now too. And I was wondering if you guys think that's possibly tied in, since that is going to go up, and then staff costs are definitely going to go up. I remember one restaurant manager I read about, he said his staff costs are going to go up a good $70,000-$80,000 a year or something absurd like that, which I believe it probably does go up because people are expensive. Good people are expensive. That's fact of the matter. And he already started threatening to cut hours or raise prices or something like that. So that's a thing.
I'm just seeing right now, the current minimum wage is $7.25, and the minimum wage in Nevada will increase to $9 in 2020. Wow, that's kind of low still.
$9?
I mean, the $7.25 right now, I was like, wow, $7.25 that they're making right now, that is extremely low. I was making $8 an hour like 10 years ago as a crappy basket attendant at a pool.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Looking $7.25, I'm like, whoa,
that was my first job at Best Buy when I was a kid. I think it was like $8 and like 7 cents or something weird like that. And then my first raise, I got $9, and I was on top of the world because I was a freshman in college. I'm like, oh, I got money, and I still lived at home, so I'm like, this is dope. Then I moved out, and I was like, oh no, this sucks. Okay.
Yeah.
And that was still above minimum wage, and that was in Colorado like 11, 12 years ago. That was a long time ago.
Yeah. Wow. I think now in California where I live, it's I think it's $11 this year, and then it goes up to $15 by 2022. And but California is so expensive to live in, like it makes a difference. But I think as far as like in Vegas, like with the Raiders coming and they have the nights and they do have a lot of like jobs. I think it'll just be harder for some of these companies that are smaller to do it. But if you're like MGM or maybe Caesars or some of these bigger companies with a lot of these casinos, they can do it. They'll just have to restructure stuff. And I mean, what it's supposed to go to 12 or 11 or something like that.
I think ultimately out in Vegas, it's supposed to like stop at 9. It's supposed to go up like 75 cents a year until like 2020 or something like that. So it's like gonna be $9.50 maybe. Yeah.
So I mean, I don't want to say that's not a lot of a raise, but like it's doable for these companies.
I mean, you notice a difference there, honestly. What bothers me, and here's the thing. Because I think they're proposing something like an $8 an hour raise for people with benefits compared to people without benefits. And the difference is going to be $1 an hour. If you don't have benefits, you get $1 more for minimum wage. Now, if you work at a company where it's like $10 an hour base pay, being full-time versus being part-time is going to be a really huge deal, because $1 an hour is not gonna pay for your benefits. It's not gonna pay for health care. I mean, just on its own, health insurance is a lot.
Crazy expensive.
So makes you kind of wonder. So what do you guys what do you guys think the end game in this move really is? Just I mean, we can even open it up to the comments sec. Oh wait, no, actually, hang on. Robert in the live chat, he's telling us. So right now, California minimum wage is $12. And by 2022 or 2023, all companies are supposed to be up to about $15 an hour, if I read that right.
Yeah, that's what it says.
Okay, cool. All right. So what do you guys think about MGM's move over here? I mean, they're cutting a lot of middle management, and I'm sure a lot of these guys probably don't need to be in the middle of the nonsense. Actually, let's bring it back to MGM for the layoff, since we're talking about that. What do you guys think Jim's plan is up here? What's he thinking up here?
Well, I mean, there's been rumors of just out online about them trying to get gaming permits out in Japan that are really hard to get, and people are saying that might be tied to some of the layoffs because they think it'll make them seem like their financial side of things.
Out in Japan? No, wait, hang on. Yo,
Japan.
CG, hold up, bro. It's Japan.
Yeah.
I don't think gambling's legal in Japan. I mean, I know they have pachinko parlors, but is this a new thing that's going on?
I don't know
hear
if it's
about
a
this.
new thing,
Sure.
but that's a rumor I've heard online. I don't know if they're going to try to legalize it. Let me see where I found that at.
Yeah, because that does sound interesting. I think I vaguely remember reading something about it. I'm going to check my articles too right now and see.
From Las Vegas Review Journal on their Twitter. Former Governor Brian Sandoval, now the president of Global Gaming Development for MGM Resorts, believes that its recent layoffs will help the company's chances in landing one of 3 coveted gaming licenses in Japan. So, I didn't see any interview from him, but that's what they're reporting, the Las Vegas Review Journal. So, I don't know what their gambling situation is in Japan, but maybe it's for certain gaming or something else. But
sounds like Jim's got a plan here. Jim's got a pretty evil plan going now. He's got I don't know what he's up to. He's over here looking like Lex Luthor.
I guess it became legal now because this says gambling was illegal in Japan back in 2018, except for sports betting. So it looks like, Japan has approved a scheme of limiting people's access to casino. I guess it's now legal.
Oh, wow, that's interesting. You said sports betting was okay. That makes sense. That MGM would probably be the first guys in there. They're really trying to push their sports book. I mean, all their sports books are huge in the casinos now. Did you guys see the one at Mirage recently?
Yeah, I love that sports. I'm a sports guy most of the time. But yeah, I love the one at Mirage.
See, I've never actually bet at a sports
that's where I'm
book.
at most of the time. I'm either there or playing blackjack.
It seems intimidating to me. I always ask. I'm like, so how does this work? But yeah, I'm not into sports, so it'll be a blind bet if I ever do.
Well, I mean, yeah, you never know. You get some of those prop bets. You can make some money. I just never really sit down there because anytime that I want a whiskey, I just go to Whiskey Down. It seems like a cool thing to do. Just sit down, watch a football game with some whiskey, put $50 on the game, and if you win, awesome. If not, hey, who's gonna miss $50? No big deal, right? But still,
yeah, it's a good way to spend like a Thursday night or a Sunday night when football's around. It's fun. I mean.
You should do a video on that. You should do a video on that. You're the expert here. CG's the expert on this one.
When I go to Vegas, I'll probably do a sportsbook video.
All right, I'm gonna hold you to that.
Yeah, man. I'm really looking into Mirage when I go out though, because I love Mirage so much. I say that it's interesting because I like the Mirage a lot, the Vdara a lot, than South Point. If I'm just going but it's just interesting because I know you like Mirage a lot too, Ace.
Oh, it happens to be a personal favorite of mine, indeed.
That's a good hotel.
All right, Cris, what are your further thoughts on this? I keep pushing you out of the conversation.
Oh no, it's fine. I feel like I have no thoughts in these things. My thoughts are just somewhere in the clouds.
Right. Well, let me ask you this. I know you usually go to Cosmo, and we'll get to Cosmo a little later on in the video. Just FYI, guys, minor spoiler alert there. But I know you usually go there. Are you still thinking about patronizing MGM Casino? Like, do you really patronize MGM a lot? You go visit them?
Honestly, I don't think I stayed at MGM Grand once, and I hated it just because the walls are very thin, and you could not sleep there. And I don't think I've only stayed now at Vdara and Cosmo, and I haven't stayed at MGM Hotel lately in the past 3 years, maybe. I think only one night. I stayed at MGM Grand because it was so expensive, and I got a free stay for that. But yeah.
Nice. Okay. All right. Gotcha. So it's probably not going to make a big difference for you then. CompsGuy,
Yeah.
what about you, man? What do you think? How do you feel about MGM and all their money moves over here?
Well, I don't know how much it will affect me staying there. I mean, I like staying at the properties, but I mean, I'd probably stay if I got like a comped room like through my Vegas or something. But as far as actually, yeah, I don't know. It's like a 50-50 thing because I only stay when I'm able to go and get my Vegas stuff anyway. So I mean, it'd be here or there, maybe if I go out twice a year, maybe one of those 2 times. But it just depends. I mean, it does make me think, them laying all these people off, like whether I should actually, spend money at their places. But I mean, they own like half of the strip, so you're bound, like if you're gonna be on the strip, you're bound to spend a few bucks at one of their places. So
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's what makes it hard. It's hard to avoid their places if they have the. I mean, they don't have a monopoly, but they're playing the game. They got a lot of hotels on the boardwalk, if you know what I mean.
Exactly.
Yep.
So actually, I think they only have one in Atlantic City. If we're talking about the literal boardwalk, because that's what Monopoly is based around, is actually Atlantic City, as it turns out. I didn't know about that until yesterday. Somebody brought that up, and I had no idea.
That's actually really interesting. I had no idea either.
Yeah, it's just weird. I just thought Monopoly was just a way to tear families apart and make friends hate each other. Cause divorces and all that. But apparently, it's based on something.
Okay.
Yeah, Borgata and Atlantic City. That is right, Robert. He was talking about that in the live chat there. I think I'm gonna have to get Wendy to start administering the live chat one of these days once we get a lot more people on board here. You guys should keep that in mind too, in case we ever need a moderator.
Yeah.
I should add you guys as moderators too. I keep forgetting about that. I don't know what button that is. Here, I'm gonna work on that for a second while you guys are. Here, let me see. I don't think you guys are even on here. I don't think you guys are on the live
I didn't
chat.
know.
Next time we do this, I'm gonna add you as moderators.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Okay, cool. All right, there you go. It's your show too.
Yeah.
All right, but back on topic. Because here's the thing I was concerned about. I'm gonna have a sip of my beer here. And I was thinking about the $8 billion that MGM's been spending over the last few years, and I really feel like this is just a cheap attempt for them to make back their investments. Because here's the thing. Because the last few years, MGM National Harbor, that cost them about $1.4 billion. $900 million to get Borgata in Atlantic City. Robert was just talking about that in the live chat too. It cost them just under $1 billion to put out MGM Springfield in Massachusetts. $3.4 billion for MGM Cotai, which I'm fairly certain is in Macau. I'd have to double check that. Obviously, another $500 million to go ahead and put together Monte Carlo and turn that into Park MGM, which I think was beneficial in other places, and not so much, because, what would have been wrong with a new Monte Carlo? I think that would have been great, but that's just a personal opinion there. And most importantly, another $850 million to acquire Empire City out in New York. And, that's a good, that's honestly a good, $8.5 billion or something absurd like that. $8.06 billion. So it'd be $8,060,000,000 is what they've been spending these last 3-4 years trying to expand their market. And I'm sure the investors probably aren't happy about that because they've been spending a lot of money. Now, they're still posting profits. I think last year they posted something like a $2.1 billion operating profit, and that's even including the work on Park MGM and including their acquisition of Empire City. So it's not like they aren't making money. They're definitely making money on... they're definitely making money on the resort fees and the parking fees and all that, and and MGM's been making some kind of weird moves too. Like you guys remember the Mandalay shooting, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you guys remember when they sued the victims of the shooting, right?
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah, I remember that.
So they've been making weird moves like that. They've been doing stuff. So I'm a little wary of anything MGM wants to do, which is a shame because they really treat me really really well. Like they
Yeah.
really seem to like me specifically. And if I'm ever if I'm ever there with my family or out with my spouse or whatever, they treat they treat us like royalty. So it kind of makes me it makes it tough for me to criticize them, but just objectively criticize them. It's
Hmm.
they're making a lot of weird moves, and I think they're really just trying to pad their bottom line. I don't think they're out to eliminate anything that's considered unnecessary. They're just looking for some more money just for the sake of more money.
Yeah, I definitely think that since they're adding all these properties across the nation or even internationally, it seems like I just have to agree with you that they are like trying to just protect like the assets they just got by unfortunately having to lay people off, or even maybe possibly moving people to other departments or whatever. But a lot of layoffs, and that's the one way unfortunately they could save money, and those properties will likely be successful, especially the ones in um, the one in New York. So I mean, I think they'll do well. It's just a matter of they're gonna have some bad PR for until these layoffs kind of end, and then people will eventually forget. Unfortunately, people will just forget that kind of stuff that they just laid off however many people like 2 months previous. But yeah, they definitely have had to eliminate jobs or fire people because like you said, they spent $8 billion on I don't know how many properties, but it was a lot of properties, and
What I
that's
count
just
about five or six properties there, or
five
something
or
like
six
that.
properties. Yeah, and then they also renovated, like you said, Monte Carlo, which I actually liked a lot. And then they did the T-Mobile Arena and all that park area there.
Oh, I keep
So
forgetting about that, and then they got
yeah,
that Vegas Sphere thing that's coming down too. I think they're supposed
yeah,
to be
they're really.
involved in that.
Mhm.
Oh.
So I mean, they have a lot of money in Vegas and worldwide, to be honest. So it's unfortunate it has to happen, but it's kind of a part of business
Yeah.
at the end of the day. So
Yeah, definitely, and
I
I think
agree.
that seems to be kind of the general consensus in the comment section, and in the My Vegas Gifts Guides and Giveaways group. Robert was saying, actually, he put up a pretty good post. I'll go ahead and read that with you guys' permission. He says, I'd say that getting rid of unnecessary management is almost always a good thing. Having been through a 10% or higher layoffs, including 3 years of 10% layoffs at a current company, a total of 1,070 out of 77,000 since April isn't that substantial. Sure, it sucks for the people laid off, which is, it's true, especially if they can't find something else. But in the grand scheme of things and the scale of things, it's not as shocking as some have made it sound. Which, I think that makes sense.
yeah,
Yeah, it is about 1,000. I think the calculations are 1,033 employees so far out of 77,000 worldwide. That's not too bad, all things considered.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
actually it's not the end of the world. I mean, I'm not the one who's been laid off, but I mean, most of these people, if they're in management, they should be able to find a job somewhere else. I mean, with the
Yeah.
economy as good as it is right now, um, I mean, maybe that's why some people are shocked because the economy is good, and why would they be laying people off? But most of these people, I mean, if you've been in a company like MGM for a while, you should be able to. I mean, if you have to uproot, unfortunately, out of the state you live in, that's kind of a bummer. But I mean, there's jobs out there if you at least have experience and stuff. So
Sure.
yeah.
Let's see. What else do we have on the list here? Oh, Mike. He said, I think it's not going to affect day-to-day operations, so they'll keep going to MGM properties. They being other people that other tourists, resortists will continue to
Hmm.
go to MGM properties. Let's see. We got one from Jeff. Jeff says just about everything MGM has done in the last 10 years or so has had the primary goal of raising the price of the stock, so raising the stock price. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's dead on. I
Hmm.
was gonna give that a super vote, Jeff. I'm gonna let you know that.
Yeah, that's absolutely true.
Let's see. Tony put out another one over here. Haven't heard much about it, but I like your YouTube channel. Oh, that's really nice. Okay, all right, good deal. Been very helpful. All right, that's just for me. I'm gonna keep that comment for me. All right, and I got one last one here by Tammy. And she says, I read about it and feel they wouldn't do it if it wasn't necessary. My rooms for the past year are always comped, and I'm not a big gambler. About $1,000 a trip between my husband and I. So they must be trying to get people there. I don't know, what do you guys think? How has it been getting people there? Like, would you say it's been pretty crowded the last couple of times you guys have been to Vegas, or do you guys go on season, off season? What do you think?
I feel like it's always crowded for me, well, especially during the weekends or Fridays and Thursdays.
So Cris,
where I always go. So.
Yeah, well, because you come from Chicago, right? If I remember correctly. So when do you usually go? Like, what days, or how often do you usually go?
I go when there's a deal. When I see a deal in Southwest, I'm there. It's usually November, December. I went once. Basically, I had $88 round trip once to Vegas, and then this was like 7 years ago when my Vegas started, and I got like I combined like hotel stays, and I basically went like $100 trip to Vegas and free food. I got buffets on my sister's account and my account. I literally did a free trip almost. So November, December is my time.
Okay, all right. And what about you, CG? What do you think, man?
Well, I went. I normally go either in March, around spring break time, and it's usually busy. And then I'll go during November, December time, because if I go during the middle of the week or something, if I could find, a few days or whatever, because I can just drive out from California.
Yeah, that's right.
So
You're spoiled.
I'm spoiled. Yeah. A lot of self-control has to go into it. Because if it's like a 3-hour drive, 3.5-hour drive, I could just bolt anytime I want if I wanted to. But anyway, it's usually not as busy during December time, or even like the week of Thanksgiving. I mean, not necessarily Thanksgiving Day, but that whole week, I've gone during that time and it's been empty.
You know what? I went on Christmas Eve once. I was flying out, and I was surprised how packed the buffets were, and all I guess the main food areas were. I waited like a long time in line for a buffet.
Really? Like where at?
I went to Aria.
Oh, okay.
Aria. Yeah. It was a really long line.
So one of the good buffets.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty decent.
Not like Sunset Station or something.
Oh, we don't talk about Sunset here. That's against the rules.
Where you get dysentery.
The only place in a first world country where that happens. All right, awesome. Well, that's a good sign. Yeah, I usually just I'm cheap, so I go during the week, and so I don't have to be bothered by a lot of people. Because, we don't do a lot of clubbing anyway. Like, we'll go up to, I think we'll go up to House of Blues, or we'll go up to, we'll usually spend time at the lounges and all that, play some games and all. And usually to bed around 3:30 is the latest I'll stay out. Usually around 2. We're like, I'm doing last call, and they'll say, what's last call? And I'm like, I'm not playing any of your Vegas shenanigans right now. This is last call. I'm done.
Yeah.
I now that you guys got me talking about it, and Robert's over here talking about it too, I guess I got to do a fall trip now.
There you go.
And I guess I will stay with MGM. I don't know. If nothing else, I'm getting the rooms for free. I don't really gamble much, so they're not making a lot of money off me, and they're not hitting my favorite bartender, my boy Henry out there. I'm not sure if you're listening, Henry. I hope you hear me, man. I told him about my channel last time I saw him, so hopefully he's hearing this right now. But yeah, as long as you're still there, bro, I will continue to patronize, because I'm gonna take care of you.
That's always the best thing, finding a really good bartender at a hotel or wherever.
Yeah, he works at New York. I can't. I didn't see him last time I went there though, because I remember I met him last April, and I saw him a couple times, and then I didn't go for my usual winter trip, and then this last spring trip I didn't see him. So I'm hoping he's still there. So
yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I'll find him in the comment section or something like that.
Maybe
after the video, hopefully.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
That's the way to do it.
Right.
All right. Well, any final thoughts on this before we move on to the next subject here? I know people are really curious about the Cosmo sale, but the Caesars, the end of the empire. Any final thoughts on the layoffs before we move over? We're about at the bottom of the hour.
An hour.
No, I'm good on the topic.
I'm good.
Okay, cool deal. Yeah, there wasn't quite as much to stretch into a half hour for that one as I thought. This is the problem. We're all very like-minded people. We need to find somebody that's really controversial for the next episode.
Yeah.
We're all too level-headed for this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm just like, I'm not an expert at anything of like that, so I'm just listening to you guys. I'm like, that sounds great.
I am not the standing expert on this. And for the record, guys, none of us are businessmen. We all work in technology and in media and things like that. And none of us are corporate executives or anything, so we don't really know what's going on. These are just our thoughts and opinions on the matter. So just FYI, there's our disclaimer.
There you go.
All right, cool. Well, if that's the case, then let's go ahead and head over to the next part of the hour over here. Hey, look at this. Look at what I found over here. The Cosmopolitan's for sale. Let's talk about this.
Yeah.
So is it really? I thought it was like maybe.
I think
like
CompsGuy, he found a little something on that. Bro, what was that tweet you found?
So the tweet I found was from Vital Vegas. I mean, I don't know how many stories they like actually really break, but it seems like they're on most of the time. But basically what they said was that a rumor from a staffer is that Cosmopolitan's already been sold, but there's been no official announcements. I kind of find that hard to believe that like anyone would talk without an actual announcement, because they were really close to a deal. I think they're for sale. I'm not saying they're not for sale, because I think like a year ago, the Hard Rock Group was like very close to buying them, and then the deal fell through. So I think they're for sale. I don't think they're actually sold yet, though, because I'm sure we would have heard it would have been everywhere on social media. I mean that tweet came out I think Friday, like afternoon or Friday night or something. So I'm sure it would have been talked about Friday if it really was sold. But I do think it's on the market because it's been rumored for over a year that it's for sale.
Yeah, and I'm reading an article here, and I think it is up for sale because Blackstone Group LP acquired the Cosmopolitan in 2014. So I'm guessing they're the ones who put it up for sale.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man,
yeah.
So how do you feel about that, Cris? I mean, that's your second home right there. That's your summer house.
I know. And my friend was telling me like, for your birthday, let's go. I'll get the hotel again. And I'm like, oh my god, it's so tempting, but I'm not sure.
Oh, is that how you got that banging suite? You didn't tell me that story. Like, I'm so mad at you. You didn't tell me that story.
No, that's that $500 suite. I was finally at a point where I was like working okay and saving, and I'm like, I'm gonna splurge $500 for one night on that suite, and
right, fellas,
just booked it for one night.
FYI,
so that was it.
Yeah, FYI, Cris is indeed
nice suite.
not single. She's my sugar mama. Just FYI, she's taking me next time.
Oh, I'm very poor right now, guys. I'm laid off, so let's not put it out there. I need a sugar daddy.
Oh, there you go. Right.
So, yeah, honestly, I don't like the management of the Cosmos since I've had some bad run-ins with their security people. I don't really care for them. I just like the vibe and the closest to everything, and the balcony's the best part of it. I'm spoiled now because that balcony ruins everything. Once you stay there, you're like, I want the balcony. So I'm guessing the balcony is what does it for me.
King of the world.
For the Cosmo. I know, it's so nice. I'm spoiled for that. But yeah, I'm very curious if they do sell, how much change will it come after? I feel like it's still going to be the same operation, maybe a few tweaks here and there with management, but other than that, I don't even feel like nothing's gonna change. It's gonna stay the same.
Man, I'll tell you. Looking at stuff here, and Robert and ComsGuy, they're going back and forth talking about a couple things. But it looks like, and there's been a lot of restructuring going on too. Like, I hear MGM's actually trying to go for Encore in Boston over here, which is a thing. And I'm like, well, I guess MGM's trying to buy a little bit of win. Now that Steve O's gone, I'm sure he's probably going to go ahead and let that get away. And Rob was talking about the Mandarin Oriental, how that changed over to Waldorf Astoria, and that changed too. But that didn't really have a casino, so I don't really think about that too hard when I'm talking about Vegas stuff. But there's so much stuff going on, and CG, I think you found a pretty big article on disassembling the Caesars Empire. Let's talk about Caesars for a minute.
Okay.
Can we talk about Caesars for a minute, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah, Cris, you still got a little time? Cris is like, she's sticking it out with us over here. She's been sick these last couple days, and she's also got a big project for work too. Yeah, and she's been our hero. So let's go ahead and give her a quick round of applause over here too, right? I don't have a button for that on my panel yet, but we're gonna do that.
Oh, thank you. I don't know if I really need that round of applause because I feel like I've just been listening today.
No, sawed that off. Sawed off. You've been doing
my
great.
Nasally nose. But I actually wanted
you.
to talk a little bit about Celine Dion ending her 16-year Vegas residency. So maybe after this, and then we'll talk about that.
Okay, all right, for sure.
Yeah. Right. I have 15 more minutes.
All right, 15 more minutes. Yeah, let's go ahead and get through the Caesars thing. So TheCompsGuy, you want to go ahead and talk about the rest of the Caesars empire being dismantled? Is Mark Versora just fucking up here? What's going on?
Well, that possibly, but basically another, like, it's not a rumor, but there's been talks of Caesars and Eldorado having a merger, and as a result of this, the Rio is likely to sell, and Planet Hollywood is likely to sell, I believe. And if Planet Hollywood sells, the rumored company is Affinity Gaming, which is interesting. But I think just in general, if Caesars is sold, it's going to be sold. I think the high-end properties will go to like the Wynn's or the MGMs. I don't know if Caesars Palace will actually ever go up for sale, or if like they're just going to sell the lower-end properties. But it is an interesting thing to actually follow because you have the whole like development where SLS, or I guess what they're going to call is they're going to rename it to what is it, Sahara.
Oh yeah, they're changing their name back too.
Yeah, Palms also sold within like the last few years. Hard Rock sold. So like all these hotels are selling, and then there's also development way on the far side where Fountain Blue is supposed to be.
Oh, the Drew, yeah.
The Drew now, yeah. So there's a lot of like development on that side. So are some of these companies are they going to want to buy up on the strip, like actually be like in the middle of the strip, or are they going to like? It's just interesting to me. So I did a video a few months ago on this, like when I started hearing like the news, like about this possibly happening, and I honestly thought like maybe you'd get like a Wynn or like the Wynn Group or what is it, MGM, or maybe an Asian company to come buy like the bigger like high dollar like properties like the Caesars Palace. If that's sold, I do think a big company will have to come in because it's a lot of maintenance. I mean, and that's the property everyone would want. And then you have like Link and Planet Hollywood, all these other hotels. Like if they're sold off, I just think they're sold off in parts. You would really have to get a company like Genting to come in and like buy like all Caesars if that was the case. I don't know if they want to do that with their group, but I would think it'd be an Asian company, but that's just kind of my opinion.
So you think Genting is it Genting or Genting? I keep wanting to say Genting. I think it might be Genting because it's Japanese, right? Or are they from China? I don't remember.
I think I'm not sure. I think they're probably from China.
They might be from China.
But yeah.
I know they're a big name in Macau.
But yeah, it's just interesting. There's a ton of hotels that have either sold in the last few years or that might be up for sale now, and I think the strip itself is going to change a lot if it's sold off in pieces. I mean, because then you won't have two massive companies like
Malaysia
owning the whole strip essentially. So Well, yeah, and then Robert said maybe Hyatt could buy Caesars.
Yeah, they've got some presence
think
on the Strip already too, right? Because I know
yeah.
Marriott has some presence on the Strip, and so does, and I want to say Hilton too. They've got a couple places like they're running Tropicana or something.
And then I think even
Hmm.
Hyatt at one point has some sort of deal with MGM for certain things as well. I mean, they don't own any of the MGM properties, but I think they. So I think there's a lot of presence from other big hotel chains that might want to get in on it. Like I do see Cosmo being sold. I don't know when. I do see a lot of these smaller properties maybe getting snatched up as well. It's just a matter of time. And I think even in that tweet it said that's what the next like 4 years is going to be. I think is what kind of what they're like
Implying their
saying.
SLS is getting back into the game, Sahara is getting back into the game.
Yeah.
Here's the question though: is this a good thing for the Strip, really? Especially since it's been so heavily monopolized by, MGM and Caesars. Now, granted, it's not a total monopoly; it's more like an oligopoly because there's just there's not a lot of presence with other companies, but there are enough of them to the point where it's not just those two going back and forth. I mean, it's not like a Burger King, Wendy's, McDonald's situation. Obviously, there are other players involved. So, Marriott with Tropicana, Hilton with Tropicana and all that. And, Doubletree by Hilton's involved too. So there's still a lot of people out there. And obviously, Fontainebleau's gotten out there too with the Drew and Genting's getting out there. They had an independent developer for Lucky Dragon Casino, which also went down and is possibly still up for sale, possibly trying to get reopened. I can't really tell which. But yeah, it kind of makes you wonder. Is this a good thing for Caesars players that they're going to lose this many properties? Like, how does, like, are you guys kind of feeling the pressure from your total rewards card?
For me, I really haven't used it a whole lot. I've always liked Caesars.
Wait, you don't use your total rewards card?
I mean, I use it, but
like
I
you
don't
have it, right? But you don't use it?
I have it, yeah. I don't use it like. It just depends on where I'm staying at. Like, I use a lot of my Vegas stuff.
Right.
So sometimes I might just like use the free play at my for whatever my Vegas hotel, and then maybe I'll gamble somewhere else. Maybe a Caesars property.
Cris, do
But
you
I'm
use do you
I
use
don't even have one.
You don't
I
have a
M
total
Life.
rewards card?
I don't.
What? I mean, I have mine. I don't use. Wait, are none of us Caesars loyalists?
I've never stayed at a Caesars
What?
property. Yeah, I'm thinking about it. I'm like, did I ever stay at any place? I've been in it, but yeah, I never stayed.
Huh.
Well, I think that might be like because we all play my Vegas or maybe the
Yeah.
Win app.
Yeah, that's probably a big part of it. I mean, it doesn't hurt to get the stuff for free.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
And
I
that's
like
the whole reason why
Caesars.
they have it. Is to
Because-
try
Yeah,
to make
Caesars is
money.
nice.
No,
but-
Gordon Ramsay lives there, or at least his restaurants do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they just put a new one in, right?
Yeah,
Somewhere.
yeah, the actual Hell's
He's
Kitchen.
always has a new one.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. I
Oh
guess
yeah, the where Serendipity used to be, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Is that it? Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess none of us care if Caesars goes apart. Okay, awesome. Moving
I
on.
mean, I as long as we don't have like two humongous companies on the strip, I think things will get better for players overall. I think a lot of the parking and all this other stuff will start to go away if you have multiple different groups. I mean, that's kind of what I think, but who knows? I mean, I don't gamble there. I've gambled there maybe a few times, and their program was nice. I mean, I never gotten any comps or anything, so I just kind of stuck with the MGM. That was because I was able to play my Vegas and get free tickets and buffets and all that stuff. So I guess that kept me more loyal than
Yeah.
Wow.
going and trying to gamble and get it.
Oh, here,
you
look
know.
at this. Look at this. So Matt, he's a new subscriber, by the way. Thank you for subscribing, Matt. He mentioned that the Rio is definitely going to get sold, or at least about to get sold, because it turns out it's looking like the World Series of Poker is moving to the convention center here. So if that's not telling, I don't know what is. Usually you're missing out on some stuff if you're losing your entertainment. And that reminds me. Did you guys want to wrap this segment so we can talk about Celine Dion a little bit?
Yeah, we
Sure,
can wrap
yeah.
it.
All right. Any final thoughts on the dismantling of Mark Versora's empire, even though he's leaving, and that's a video for another day. The fact that Caesars doesn't have leadership anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have nothing else to say.
I'm good.
All right, good deal. All right, it definitely loving the participation here in the comment section. This is popping. I'm loving this. This is great.
It makes it go smooth. I like it.
I'm having so much fun. All right, Cris, you go ahead and steer the ship. Let's talk about our girl Celine.
So yesterday, Celine Dion wrapped her 16th year performing at the Caesars Palace Coliseum. Performed her last show to over 4,000 people. And yeah, she has performed, like, guess how many shows she has performed in the past 16 years? Like, if you can just give me like a ballpark number, because I was amazed at this number.
That's a tough one. I'm gonna go in for the obvious Dragon Ball Z joke and say over 9,000.
Oh, yeah. Well, not really.
No, okay.
1/9 of that.
1/9 of that. 1,000 shows.
Yeah. So yeah, over 1,000 shows, 1,141 shows, and the funny thing about Celine Dion always has a really good 15,000 maybe in
What?
How
many shows?
Robert guessed 15,000, and I'm pretty sure in her entire life she's probably has performed 15,000 shows.
Yeah, way more than that.
But yeah, she finished she ended her residency, and she had her kids there to celebrate and honored her husband Renee too. And she even, this is a fun fact that I was reading just now, that she even delayed the show for a fan who was in the front row that had to go to the bathroom. He told her, I need to go to the bathroom, and she let him go to the bathroom and waited for him to come back and start the show again. So that shows you what kind of person Celine Dion is. She has a really good humor, and it's kind of sad because I feel like when you go to Vegas, it's like you think of Celine Dion.
That's like her job.
And so now I don't know who is going to take her place. I think I forgot who was coming to Vegas, but I feel like Celine Dion was a big part going to a show, and she still has an amazing voice.
She was the queen of Vegas for quite some time.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, especially at the Caesars. So yeah, I feel like she's one of the divas from the 90s who still sounds great. I'm sorry, Mariah Carey, but I wish
you throwing some shade here.
I know.
It's okay. Nick
Mariah
Cannon would agree
Carey.
with you, I'm sure.
Right.
But we don't talk about
Mariah
Nick Cannon because he's a hack. But we're not going to talk about that.
Well, wasn't Mariah Carey at the same? Where did she perform when she was?
Oh,
or is she still performing?
No. She married a billionaire. She doesn't have to work anymore.
Oh my God. Oh yes, at Caesar's Palace too. Oh, and she's still at it, I guess.
And you know how bad this is? They already replaced her gift shop with a Vanderpump garden bar. Or something
really?
Like that.
Oh my God.
Yeah, Robert just chimed in on that. I think Robert should be an honorary mod. You know what, Robert? I'm gonna make you a mod. You're a mod now.
Yeah.
Right.
Cris, comment in the comment section. I figured out how to make people mods now.
All right.
Just comment in the comment section. You'll be a mod.
I miss Celine.
I honestly wonder if, they have headliners and they haven't taken Celine Dion off, but I wonder if they'll make it Reba or Brooks and Dunn for a little bit, or Mariah Carey, because those are all headliners. But I don't know.
Yeah.
Or they might just. They could pretty much get whoever they want to take her place. It's just a matter of if they will.
Lady Gaga. Did I say that out loud?
Lady Gaga would be good.
I want Lady Gaga.
Did Lady Gaga do some dinner show in Vegas a few days ago? I saw some story. Maybe it was Gaga or someone else that was at some restaurant. She randomly started playing piano and singing. And there was just a small little restaurant on the Strip. I think.
Journey has her style.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of her music, but she's talented.
Hey. She is one of the Egyptian gods and should be worshipped as one.
I see. All right.
Yeah, I'm not
she
sure.
should play Lobster then.
Right?
Oh.
Anything's better than Criss Angel, and we're also not going to talk about him.
I agree. Yeah, he doesn't deserve any airtime.
Right?
I think I've heard a good thing about Criss Angel's.
Magic zombie.
Oh, God. Well, didn't Criss Angel move his show though to another hotel?
I hope so.
I think so.
I know he's not at Luxor anymore, and I'm glad, and I don't really care where he went.
Oh, Journey has a residency now at Caesars.
Oh, okay.
There was a rumor Bette Midler, but I don't think that came through.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's kind of sad.
What else
I
is
really
Bette
wanted to
Midler
see
doing
Celine
right
Dion.
now?
Yeah, who else is there? I know Jennifer Lopez just ended hers. I really wanted to go to all of these shows, but I never had money to go get tickets to see them.
Yeah.
And I feel like everyone's ending their residency that I want to see. And
It's just Lady Gaga and Britney
it's,
now. Is
yeah.
Britney still there?
Oh God. No, I think she went to there was this whole drama between her and her manager saying that she's never going to perform again, or
Because
I
she
don't really
had a
follow
bad
it.
day and wanted to take some time off to be with her dad. I can't remember what happened to her dad,
Something.
but he had some health complication and she needed to take some time off for it. She even checked
Yeah.
herself into a mental health clinic, which I thought was reasonable. I mean, and I've had some drama with my parent, with parents being in the hospital before too, and I get that. That's a stressful time. I think that's an absolutely reasonable thing to do, personally, if you ask me.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Chris Angel's show is at New York now. That's unfortunate.
Oh,
I was hoping it'd be at a
wow.
Caesar Entertainment property.
I was just hoping he didn't have a show.
Yeah, I mean, he was bound to bounce around somewhere.
Yeah.
Is he under contract or something?
I'm sure someone's got a contract or someone
He's
snapped him up just because he draws crowds.
he's got the
Yeah.
world's best agent then.
Right?
I need to get a hold of his agent.
We need an agent.
Right,
I don't
like,
think
who
any
is
of us
it?
can afford an agent right now, so we do this,
I mean, if someone wants to represent us,
right?
I'm down.
If anybody knows any agents out there, just go ahead and email us at ace of... I don't have an email address for the site yet. I'm not finished with my website yet. That'll be a thing soon.
Yeah.
I don't know when. I'll do a video about it, or I won't. I'll just launch it and tell everybody to go. I don't know.
There
It's
you go.
always hard with
You don't even
YouTube.
need a website nowadays.
I mean, it's a good thing to
Right?
have. It is a good thing to have. There are benefits. I'll tell you
Yeah.
guys more about it after the show about the
All
about the
right.
benefits to it. But
Yeah. I'm like looking right now at the shows. I'm like, who else is playing? I feel like so much has changed.
right?
Yeah.
Small amount of time.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
Blue
Lady
Man had to
Gaga.
move, right? Because they were doing the renovations to the park.
Yeah. They moved to Luxor.
So okay, that's a
Yeah.
good thing.
All right.
What shows have you guys been watching in Vegas? Just out of curiosity, I went to Zumanity last time, and I thought it was okay.
Humanity's all right show. I have the same thoughts on Love. I thought it was a good show.
Same
Not-
here.
Like, it wasn't horrible. I like their music.
It started slow, I feel, for
Mhm.
the Beatles, and I was kind of like, okay, like where is this going? But kind of it gets you later. It was a decent show.
Is it a good
I got
one?
it free, so
Oh,
I
okay.
was like, all right, any show is a good show for me, except for
Yeah.
Chris Angel,
Yeah.
where I
okay.
wish I had
Yeah.
my.
I was just at
my
Mirage
hour.
for my last trip, and I walked by the Love show, and I didn't get tickets for it just because I had Zumanity tickets, and I didn't want to do that many shows.
Yeah.
Should I have done it? Do you guys think I screwed up my last trip there?
No, I mean,
You're fine.
I think if you have a chance to see Love and you want to, plan it in, but it's not like a must-see show for me. I think I saw it once and I'm like, it was good. I mean, it's not like a life-changing show or anything. But I've heard a lot of good things about, what's that one? Is it at Caesars? Absentine or whatever?
Oh yeah, I
yeah.
heard about that.
People say that's really good, but I haven't seen it. That's one I want to see. And then I've seen...
How about the Michael Jackson one?
Oh, I keep hearing great things about that. I really do want to see that, just as a fan
Yeah.
of his music, and not so much a fan of his home life, but of his music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's one I've been wanting to see, but
A
I'm
lot
not
of
a big show.
Oh, here's a good
person.
one. Matt was telling us in the live chat, Cardi B is starting a residency at Chaos. That I think it's a pool club or something like that. I can't remember where it is. I'm gonna search that. You guys talk
Yeah.
about that for a second. I'm gonna catch up on the research I didn't do.
Oh, no worries. No, I love me some Cardi B. And she just released her new song, I think, recently or something like that. Yeah, I don't have much to say about Cardi B. I just listen to her music
Yeah,
here and there.
Yeah, it looks like Chaos Day Club. If I'm reading this, where in space is this thing? Is this at It's not at the Flamingo. No, it's not at the Flamingo. Sort of. No, it isn't. Where is this
There's
thing?
no way she's playing at Flamingo.
No. She's got too much money for that.
That's worse than the Meek Mills thing. If she's playing at the Flamingo.
Right? Hot slag. I think it's at the Palms.
Okay, that makes sense.
It is at the Palms. Okay, all right. I never talk about the Palms. I never go to the Palms.
I've never been either.
Yeah. I mean,
I would totally stay at the Palms. I just never have.
You think so? I mean, it seems like it's a nice property in the South Strip, but
Yeah.
it never crosses my mind for a best hotel in Las Vegas. It never crosses my mind for a worst hotel in Las Vegas. It's always just been there.
Yeah, I
just
think
so
it's because
far.
it's a little bit off the strip for me, so I don't think about it.
Yeah. And I'm probably a criminal for saying it. I don't think about it in any context whatsoever.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know. Yeah, same way. I always want to like go and visit hotels, but that one I'm like, oh, it's so far.
Yeah.
I can skip it.
There you go. Oh yeah, here's another one from Robert. So it looks like Blue Man Group's at MGM. Oh no, you guys were right. Yeah, BMG is at Luxor, and then I guess Jabberwockies is at MGM now. I think I knew that. I didn't think about that too hard though. Jabberwockies, that's always a good one too. My sister-in-law, she likes the place, and I think we were gonna go when we went to Signature, and just didn't get around to it.
Yeah, there's supposed to be a new Cirque show replacing Chris Angel's show at Luxor. I don't remember what it's called. I got an email like a month ago about it.
Yeah.
Should have saved it.
Literally
don't
anything
know.
aside from Chris Angel.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh yeah.
I know we're piling on, but I've never. Oh, it's called Run. It's the first live action thriller by Cirque.
Live action thriller? What?
Yeah, this live action thriller combines real stunts, chases, and combat in an immersive show. Get ready to follow.
Wait, what is this,
Clan,
Fight
the
Club?
fictional
Did you
dark
just
underground
real
of Vegas.
combat?
Yeah.
What,
that's what it said.
real?
Where they're just dragging like UFC fighters in, saying, "Okay, if you win, you get to be in the next Cirque show. You get to be in Zumanity and do that weird thing where you're, taking a bubble bath with those two girls in the champagne glass. And if you lose, you die. Is that what's happening?
Hunger
Wow.
Games situation.
Yeah, right.
All right.
May the odds
Well,
forever
that's
be in
the
your
link
favor.
for the show. So I just put it in there. But
Okay, write that down for me. I feel like we need to research this. This sounds intense.
yeah. They have a video, but since we're in the middle of a podcast, I'm not gonna play it or anything.
All right. I'm not sure if it would pick up. I might have to figure that out. I think if we were doing a video podcast, it probably would pick up, but we're just kind of doing an audio one with the overlays here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We'll have to look into that. We got to look into that. Maybe for a bigger special for like a 1,000 subscriber special or something. Which we're coming up on,
There you
by the way,
go.
guys. Just FYI, here on Ace of Vegas, we're coming up on
'Yay!
1,000 subscribers. I think we just passed the 750 mark, so thank you all for that, too. Don't forget to check out CrisRocks, too, because, Chris, you just rolled over the 200 yourself, and CG, CompsGuy, he's, you're just short of 100, I think, right now, right?
Yeah, I'm
So
at like
everyone's coming up.
77 or 75, something like that.
Yeah,
Somewhere in
doing
that
some
range.
damage to those numbers right there. That's what's up.
I know.
In there.
Yep.
Yeah. Just reading about this Run show. Now I'm interested. Maybe for the next podcast we can talk about it.
Talk
Yeah.
about the Run show here. Well, we haven't.
Run.
None of us have seen it.
I didn't even know it existed.
Yeah, I didn't know about it either. All right, we'll have to find shows that we should talk about shows for the next podcast. The best
Yeah.
shows in Vegas, or at least our favorite shows in Vegas, and then we'll have to find something to cover the last half hour.
I don't want
Yeah.
to spoil it or anything, but in a video I did, apparently Carrot Top was the 4th show on the list, which was
Oh.
shocked
I do
me.
remember that. I saw that today. Yeah, guys,
Yeah.
go to ComsGuy's channel. He did do a top 10 recently. He scooped me again. He's been scooping me. You've been scooping me on so much stuff, bro. I come up with a video idea and you have it out the next day.
Well, the thing, it's interesting because me and you have been doing that back and forth, and it's not like we coordinated either.
Right?
Like, oh man, like you just released a video I want to do, so maybe I'll space it out, or
Hey.
or you'll do the same thing.
Or
It's just-
alternately we can call each other.
yeah, yeah. It's not like we're coordinating it, but yeah, we do. We're thinking the same thing almost. Like
Yeah.
all the
Great
time.
minds think alike right there.
Yeah. It's gonna get dangerous one of these days. Hashtag Vegas Civil War.
Yeah. Oh, Run opens in the fall. All right.
So it's a new show. It hasn't even started yet.
Nope.
Yeah, It's a brand new
Oh,
show.
wow.
Okay, all right. Yeah, let me take a look into this over here. I think this is a very important thing because I have a Christmas trip coming up. Finally convinced the boss lady that we need to do that, and it doesn't eat into a lot of her PTO. Because as you guys know, I think you guys know. I don't think most of the audience knows. Wendy, she's a teacher, so PTO is a little tough for
Nice.
her.
Yeah.
She's great. She's just like pre-K. She's amazing because she's a saint, and I have no idea why she's with me because she's the greatest thing in the universe. And I'm a degenerate that does Vegas stuff on the side. But no, seriously, no, she's amazing. But that's a little hard on the PTO. So we've been thinking about doing a Christmas trip just before Christmas Day, just for that last weekend. And I figure, hey, if MGM and My Vegas are gonna give us if they're gonna give us the rooms, may as well take advantage. So
Yeah, you go for it.
dude, we should all do a trip that weekend. Just saying. Let's coordinate.
Yeah, I'd be down. I'd have to figure it out.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I don't know where I'll be.
we should definitely coordinate a trip because we all could do some cool stuff together.
Good
some
deal.
collabs out of Vegas.
Oh yeah, that's an off-air thing. That'll have to be an off-air thing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I just I dragged everybody's personal business onto the show. Good job, me.
It's
You're
all
good.
good.
Once again, want to thank my co-host for being super forgiving. I think we're coming up on time. So any final thoughts on any of the subjects that we discussed today? I think we got about 3 minutes to the hour.
No, pretty good.
I'm good.
All
Yeah, I
right.
think I'm good.
Good deal. What's our over/under? I think we're under 2 minutes. Okay, that's pretty good. All right.
Yes.
Well, yeah, let's go ahead and do some outros then, if that's the case. Just again, shout outs to my homies over here, TheCompsGuy and CrisRocks, for coming on here and doing the podcast too. I actually found an applause. So big applause for you guys. Hang on, hold up. I got the button for it.
Oh.
So that's awesome.
I like your sound effect.
I'm so cheesy. I've almost got this integrated into the OBS system. I'll have it integrated by next podcast here. But yeah, mad shout outs to you guys, especially for you, Cris. Thanks for toughing it out with us with the cold and the allergies and trying to get that all treated too. So yeah, you are the hero Gotham needs.
Thank you. I'm so behind of the. You know what? I'm like, I'm on freelance, so it's like you can't fire me.
Right.
So I'm in that mode right now. I'm like, I'm sick. I'll just blame it. Yeah.
Spider-Man all day.
Just because of Celine Dion, I was like, I need to talk about Celine Dion.
You damn right. Well, yeah, we didn't even have
blame
that one
her.
planned.
Yeah, it's so funny. But no, thank you guys.
Yeah, see, this is why I did the podcast with you guys. You guys can be spontaneous and fun with me. I knew this was going to work.
No, it worked great.
Yeah, it was really fun.
All right, guys. Well, if that's the case, then it's Ace of Vegas and CrisRocks and TheCompsGuy. I think we're all signing off. Strong hands, happy spinning, and I can't remember if you guys have catchphrases or not.
I'll come up with one next time.
Yeah, I'll have to come out with one. I don't.
You guys said that last time. Bloody hell.
It's gonna keep on going.
Right.
Until I come up with something good.
There you go.
It's that day.
All right, well, let's piggyback off my regular one. Strong hands and happy spinning, you guys. Have a good night.
Bye, guys.